I'm Joe Horscapture. I am Associate Curator of Native American Art at the Minneapolis Institute of Art, and we are in the Art of the Native American Gallery at the museum. And of course, this is my favorite gallery. We have 3 galleries for Native America. The galleries are divided by cultural regions, so you can find everything from ceramics to textiles to beadwork, to basically everything that Native people made in this continent. Working as a curator, there's so many different roles one has to play. For example, one time, we're trying to maybe raise funds to buy an object. Another part is we try to work ahead of time quite a bit. I have to work with education, my own research that I try to do as well. And then we rotate the galleries annually. Yeah, there's many different hats one has to wear. We are in one of our many temporary storage places here at the museum. We are working on a rotation for June. And now we're going to look at some moccasins, which are my favorite. Each tribe had to make shoes. And you can see they're all different shapes and they're all different sizes. You really start picking out the individuality of each of them. And I think a moccasin really tells a lot about, really tells a story of traditional Plains Indian art and also Native American art in general. I think these moccasins are probably 1880s, 1910, somewhere around there. One of the ways that you can tell moccasins, what tribe they were made, is you're sort of like, first of all, this guy had huge feet. And you can see in the bottom, it's been used. Mm-hmm. And this is a technique actually my father taught me. If you look on the inside, you can see how this is sort of straight. Mm-hmm. So you got to think in your mind it's either going to be Cheyenne or maybe Arapaho. Then as you look at the top, the Cheyenne on the side made these really high sort of pyramids. See how they're tall?
Yep.
As opposed to this pair, which is Lakota. You see how those little pyramids are sort of shorter? Mm-hmm. So this right here is telling me Cheyenne because of this tall technique. And lastly, is if you hold it up sideways and look at it like this, see how this back sort of flares out like that? Cheyenne do that. For very special, fancy occasions, you create a pair of moccasins like this, similar to the other ones that we saw. And you're really, really super cool when you wear a pair of moccasins like this and you sit down and you put your foot up and the bottom is beaded. I can sit here and look at shoes all day. This is my most recent exhibition. This is a show about my tribe. It's called From Our Ancestors, Art of the White Clay People. I am a member of a tribe commonly known as the Grovon, but the name we call ourselves is A'a'nin, which means people of the white clay. And our reservation is Fort Belknap Indian Reservation, which is in north central Montana. The show From Our Ancestors, Art of the White Clay People is actually an idea that my father had many, many years ago, because we belong to a very small tribe, less than about 5,000 people. We sort of at times have fallen through the cracks of history. This shirt was created about 1890, 1910. It's from our permanent collection. This is a shirt that would be made by a woman for a man. She did all the beadwork, she did all the design, and this shirt really is indicative of the style that was made by this tribe for a couple of reasons. First of all, the technique that they used. It's called spot stitch. So you see that the beads are really flat against the object, which gives a really nice sense of color. Another item that they use, these little sort of diamond looking features on here, and those represent abstracted eagle feathers. You know how eagle feathers are black at the tips and the main body is white? These are exactly the same. So sort of with this combination, you can really tell that it's made by the A'a'nin people, which is the white clay people. This is a teepee liner that was collected in about 1903 from my reservation in north central Montana. This is probably the most important object in the show. This was probably made in the 1880s, maybe the latter part of the 1870s. This teepee liner would be, well, inside of a teepee. And if a teepee is like this, and you have a liner on the inside, and if you have a fire, of course with the smoke, it will go up. So the top portion of the teepee liner you often find dark. So if you look at this, you can see there's sort of a band, a very light band along the top that is sort of darker. During my research, I went to Germany looking at objects, and I found the stories that were collected by the collector. And then I went to New York, and I found the object that showed the stories. And with this exhibition, we put the two together. So this is really the first time that these warrior stories, who have been dormant for well over 100 years, now we can tell exactly what they did. All these men on here, their descendants are still around. And so what I'm trying to do is, give the information back to the tribe. But as I was going through the sheet, and let's walk down here. We start looking at these exploits. There's one guy who they gave the letter G. And he is up here, it says G1. You see he's on his red horse. His body is painted yellow. He goes over and he defeats his enemy. And as we look at this sheet, G is a man by the name of Horse Capture, who is my great-great-grandfather. So this is an opportunity to see this picture, but now we can actually see his exploits the way that he wanted us to see him. So it's really empowering to be able to see your great-great-grandfather this way. It was a very interesting feeling because, this is my job and what I love to do. But also it is a way to work with the objects that literally my ancestors created. I don't know what I can do next. This was really a great project to work on. It was very personal because I don't know if anything like this will be ever done again. So it was really good. It was very, very touching.